Welcome to week 3. You're doing a great job and you're moving ahead so smoothly. I'm really glad that you've gotten a hold of how to outline and how to deliver a speech, and we're just going to get better and better from here on out. This week we're going to be discussing questions from chapter 5. One of the first things is determining the specific purpose of your speech and why that's important. I want you to think about obviously, it gives you a lot of confidence to be able to speak about something that you know a lot about. It makes it a lot easier as well to memorize or even just riff a little bit naturally from one index card if you know a lot about what you're talking about. But I'll tell you that it's also fantastic to think about writing speeches where you are learning about your topic. It's something that you want to know more about. I would say it brings a really exciting passion to your speech. If you are writing a speech about something that you want to learn more about, and if you're gathering information, researching a topic, and then delivering your information on it, it can bring a real spirit of passion and excitement and enthusiasm if you choose something you really want to know. Consider the things that might be interesting to you. Maybe you have a class coming up and you're writing a paper and you need to know more information. You could be researching that for that class and use it in this class as a speech. You'll be able to learn the topic information and talk about it, and it works both ways, that you're building information and knowledge for your other class and getting a great grade here by sharing the information that you've learned. It can also help if you're preparing for a test or an exam to bring in what you've learned and create an informative speech about that. So try to make this class work for you the best level that it possibly can. In our discussion, we will also be talking about our audience. We'll be thinking about our audience. Now, we're online, so we haven't had a chance to really see and interact with one another just yet. But think about who is in your class. Perhaps some of the people in your class are in other classes of yours. When you are creating your outline for your informative speech, I want you to think about how technical to get and how to avoid being too trivial. So consider how much you imagine that your classmates and I know about your topic. If you are discussing a really, really unique thing that is in your life, a hobby that you have or an experience that you had, be sure to understand that your audience is not familiar with your topic. If, for instance, you are talking about something that's happening on campus that a lot of people probably have attended, then chances are your audience knows a lot about that and has experienced it themselves. And so you can go a little bit deeper and share your interpretation, your thoughts, and your experiences with understanding that your audience knows a lot about it also. Either way, good luck, and I look forward to seeing your comments in the discussion. I'm super excited to see what topics that you select for your outline of your informative speech. Once again, we're going to move to pages 203 to 205 and use that outline. It's a fantastic outline for having any type of speech or even a conversation where you have something really, really important that you want to get across to somebody. It's such a great order of operations for expressing yourself. And so it's a really great life lesson to have for your communication style going forward, not just in speech class, but in all your personal conversations, job interviews, and meeting new friends. So we're going to be outlining your informative speech, and I want you to start with a fantastic attention-grabbing opener. Wow me, wow your audience. Make sure that your opener is really, really fantastic, and then preview what you're going to say. I also would like you to have 3 main body points, as always, and each of the main body points will of course have 2 subpoints to support that. Make sure also, as you can see in the outline, that we always mark all of our transitions. That really is important. It improves your grade overall. It's a really simple thing to do, just to mark when you're transitioning. And in the outline on page 203 to 205, it shows exactly where to outline, where exactly to put in your transition markers. So the conclusion, I want to make sure that you just do a recap of everything that you said, and I want you to find a really clever way to wrap it all up. The wrap up really is what is the idea that you want to leave your audience with. So you're informing You are telling them information that perhaps they don't know. You're telling them, you're sharing information that you have, wisdom that you have, and you want to leave them with one especially important idea that is the culmination of everything that you've included in your speech. So go over each topic again in the conclusion, but leave it with some idea that pulls it all together, that is really the key idea that you want that person to remember. A good informative speech, people the next day will say, oh, that was about ... and usually that item is the very last thing that you said. That's what people usually remember, is the very last thing. So, best of luck. I'm really excited for what you're going to be sharing with us. Be you, use your own voice and your own words, and good luck. This is going to be a fantastic week.